I didn't learn anything from Courtney. I taught her a lot of things, but she doesn't. I didn't learn anything from her. No, I'm just kidding. But no, Courtney, she's my friend. That was a fun record to make. Everything inspires the next thing in some way. I mean, I bring something back from every album I do. Definitely, Courtney was amazing to work. I'm gonna work with her again at some point. She's one of my best friends.
Loved you all a long, long while.
I think I've always been into different kinds of things like synthesizers and acoustic electric guitars, banjos, whatever, mellotron. It's just the natural evolution, I feel like. Production comes and goes in waves. Sometimes it gets lush and then stripped down and lush again. I know certain things I want to use, certain instruments I want to use, and other things I improvise in the studio. Every album's better in some way than the last because it's just me growing. That doesn't necessarily mean somebody couldn't have another favorite record or something, but I'm always like bettering myself in some way. I didn't know any of those 3 songs would be that long. They all had like sort of pop potential to be like 3 minutes or whatever, but it just turned into that kind of record. In the studio, coming off of playing live, just kind of getting lost in the music as you go, and maybe I thought I'd cut it down, but I didn't want to. I was too into it, you know. I was bobbing my head the whole time. There's nowhere I got bored, so I had to keep it. I think my voice, yeah, it's a little, I can sing or speak, it's kind of the way you deliver the phrase, I guess. I just have a certain style, you know. I'm influenced by all kinds of people all the time. Country musicians, everybody gets in there a little bit, but ultimately it's my own style of somewhere in between classically trained and not trained at all, you know.
Back is aching, but I cannot sleep.
I know I have a certain style. It's evolving all the time, and but yeah, I think the world is dark, of course, and it's beautiful, but it seems more scary all the time. But that's actually not true, because in the past things have been really scary as well. It comes in waves, and then yeah, I'm all about having a good time and laughing, and if you don't have humor, you know, you just have a nightmare, more or less. You gotta laugh. I'm all about it.
My shopping done, longer too. Drop some dead weight, clean my hands of what I need to clean my hands of.
Yes. Yeah, I think space is the place. But I can go to outer space just sitting on the couch. I have a lot of songs that say pretty much exactly that in just different words or the same words. Well, I read Waylon Jennings' autobiography recently. You read that one? Yeah.
Lenny K.
Yeah, Lenny K. George Jones's autobiography, Unsung Heroes of Rock and Roll by Nick Tasha's, things like that.
3 grumpy girls and a dying daddy, but oh so gorgeous the way they
Probably.
pray.
But it's also like where I come from. My dad's blue collar. My dad drove trains. He's retired now. Yeah, it's in my upbringing. I'm definitely glad I got out of it, you know, because music is what I'm good at. And yeah, it probably did inspire me, probably make me never have too big of a head, you know, just a little bit of an enlarged head all the time, and then it deflates, you know, things like that.
Take a bite out of the world. I want to rip the world a new one. It just crawls out of my mouth anymore.
Souvenir. I should keep more souvenirs. Yeah, I don't. What do I get? What have I gotten from somebody? Oh, well, J Mascis gave me one of his guitars, the Squire version, the cheap version, the white one. It's really awesome. And he signed the back of it. It just says blah, blah, J. I told him to say something. He just wrote blah. That's a good souvenir. Partly from my dad, bluegrass, and he would listen to like the basic staples like Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, etc. Jerry Lee Lewis, you know, well, obviously that's rock and roll, but he's influenced by country or Elvis or whatever. Their roots are all in country music. But then, yeah, I guess like the start of Believe in Going Down, I read like Jerry Lee Lewis's one of his biographies was hilarious, and then it was kind of gatewayed into more country stuff. A lot of books that I mentioned earlier, they got me deeper into country music, you know. But I feel like I'm just getting more into the roots of, sure, it's like country roots, but country and rock and roll and all the American roots music, it's all, you know, Delta blues, it all blends together. I just like the roots of, that's my biggest influence, is this roots. Before it's like put through like the machine of like, before it's like given a genre even. I like the roots, I like to think back to the roots of music. That's my biggest influence, but sure, I go through all kinds of phases all the time, in and out of phases. I think you probably can hear some Dinosaur Jr. and Pavement in there if you listen close. Our live version of Gold Tone, I think, has all that kind of stuff in it. I just saw Steve Malkmus somewhere. I'm going to jam with him in Amsterdam on Halloween, and then maybe he'll jam with us the next day. DIE, Phases and Stages, a very special love song. All but that's the way it goes. I love this guy. This is his first album. He's got so many great lines, it's hard to pick one, but this guy, you know, this guy's the real deal. The Possum. Hey, thank you.